I know that my San Antonio Spurs dropped game one in the NBA Finals 105-95. And last night's game, it's 1:40 a.m. in the Eastern time zone. So let me get this out the way. By the way, it's June 4th, 2026. And I also know that the Stanley Cup Finals is going to be on tonight between Vegas Golden Knights versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Vegas have a 1-0 lead. Any hockey fans out there, what's your thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes? There we go. I believe that the New York Knicks did what they're supposed to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they trying to get, steal a game two in San Antonio to go back home to New York City and trying to take a commanding 3-0 lead on next Monday night, which is June 8th on ABC. So they won because of Captain Clutch or Jalen Brunson, the supporting cast, the bench production, the defense, them out rebounding, winning the assist battle, winning the turnover battle, containing Wemby while make the San Antonio Spurs supporting cast beat them, and not to mention they overcame a 14-point deficit, just like what we saw with the Eastern Conference Finals when they overcame 22-point deficit against the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1, the ECF, and we saw the results. Now, like I said, they're going to try to steal Game 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So let me move off of the New York Knicks and let me get on my San Antonio Spurs. Look, that's my hometown team. Whatever happens, happens in the NBA Finals. I said what I said. I mean what I say. But what I saw from last night's game from my hometown team, it was nothing short of a disappointment. It really was. You get outscored in the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. They won the first quarter. You get out rebounded, and let's not forget the Spurs went to the free throw line more than the New York Knicks. So it tells me they were aggressive, but for some reason they just came up flat. They came up short. I don't want to hear about you only had 4 days rest after that grueling 7-game series in the Western Conference Finals. There's no excuse to look like that. I can understand if you were rusty, 10-day off. But the New York Knicks had, nearly 10 days off and look like they're fresh. They're a better team so far. I know it's one game, but they look like they're the better team versus my hometown team. I mean, the Spurs had more turnovers than the New York Knicks. They got out rebounded, and I think they lost points in the paint battle, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look. If that's the case, I'll put the links in the description. And I did say in my last video that if Victor Wembanyama don't have a monster performance, the San Antonio Spurs are in serious trouble. And this is exactly what happened. And the bench production or the supporting cast didn't help at all. They only managed to score 20 points overall. And I'm telling you right now, if I see an encore performance from my San Antonio Spurs in Game 2 like we saw in Game 1 last night, I promise you, this series is going to be very, and I mean extraordinary short. It'll be a sweep if this happens. So, De'Aaron Fox, I don't know what he's doing. I don't care if you got speed, but if you are filling houses with bricks, turn the ball over. Don't you dare get me started with Victor Wembanyama had 6 turnovers. Don't you dare get me started on him. And everybody else just filling houses with bricks at the three-pointer. I mean, they had, 26% overall? And that's what really irritated me the most, that they were jacking up so many threes. It was unbelievable. Yeah, so with the Knicks, but they had a better shooting percentage, but that's not saying much at all. When they had that 14-point lead, that's when I knew the New York Knicks is going to come back and win for two main reasons. One, they were shooting, I'm talking about San Antonio, they were just shooting too many threes, especially at the wrong time. They were trying to go for the knockout punch. You don't do that when you have a 14-point lead. Look what happened to the Cleveland Cavaliers when they had a 22-point lead in the ECF, which is Eastern Conference Finals. They stopped doing the things they were doing, and they was doing things they were supposed to be doing, and it came back to bite them in the butt, and they never recover, and they end up getting swept out of the playoffs, let alone the conference finals. I'm just worried that we're going to see that from San Antonio Spurs if they don't recover from game one. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my Spurs just jacking up threes like it's going out of style, especially when you have a double-digit lead, like a 14-point lead like you did last night. If you have 14-point, 22, or 26-point lead, you better bury the other team if you're San Antonio. If not, you do the things you ain't supposed to be doing, you're going to get that game one results. So I need Victor Wembanyama to step up to the plate. I need everybody else to help him out, contribute. I'm not joking. And shout out to the security guard for kicking the fan out of the game, trying to get a selfie with Victor Wembanyama in the middle of the game. Oh, my goodness, man. Fans, stop. Just stop. You make all fans look bad when you do that type of crap. My God, what is wrong with y'all? But then again, it's not the first time we've seen this. We saw, like, in the Super Bowl, several months ago. That's crazy. What's your thoughts on tonight's game? I mean, the last night's game. And do you think the Knicks will trying to steal game two to take a 2-0 lead? Do you think the Spurs will win game two, even the series at 1 apiece? We'll find out on Friday night. And with that in mind, throwing y'all a salute. I'm out. What's your thoughts? And I'm about to go to bed because it's 1:47 a.m. and more videos will be coming out. So much to be talked about. Not even out of the first June yet. Crazy.